My father worked in the pharmaceutics industry. For the majority of his career, he was mostly drawing on the same set of skills he started with and was focused on the same broad production goals. To my memory, that was pretty much true of most of his peers, too. But that kind of career stability is very rare in my generation, and even less common for the generation even my older kids belong to. The technologies that drive our modern world come and go and morph into altogether new forms so quickly, it's literally impossible to track it all. As an example, a lot of what I do revolves around Amazon's AWS cloud platform, and yet even I just haven't got the time and energy to properly absorb all the new services and features AWS keeps throwing at us. And that's just AWS, one corner of the cloud world, which in turn is one corner of the IT world, which itself isn't exactly the center of everyone's universe. I was recently talking with a friend who had enjoyed a long and very successful programming career, but he admitted that staying relevant had been a growing struggle. He didn't necessarily mean the obvious things like having to learn new programming languages. The fact is that if you can code in C or even COBOL, you can probably quickly bring yourself up to speed in Python and Go. And if you grew up around mainframes, modern Linux servers shouldn't feel all that strange. Rather, it was the ways that his code is deployed into the real world that had changed. With each new malware threat category that appears, for instance, or with the shift away from physical servers to virtualization, or migrations to the cloud, my friend found himself losing a bit more of his sense of control over his work environment. He was constantly worried that he was missing some important details critical to understanding how things were supposed to work. There are two things you'll need to fight this tough battle: the time to invest in ongoing reading and experimentation, and the enthusiasm to motivate you. One without the other might get the job done, but the process will be much harder. My new book, Keeping Up, Backgrounders to All the Big Technology Trends You Can't Afford to Ignore, certainly isn't a surefire instant solution to these real problems. But it was designed to cut down on the time it'll take you to introduce yourself to what's hot right now, and the fact that I try to have some fun along the way might not hurt in the enthusiasm department.